Yes, it's just taking forever. Okay, we're live now.
We're live. Are we?
Yeah,
Are we?
yeah,
I don't feel live right now.
We are.
Right.
That's because I didn't yell yet. Good morning, everyone. It is
yeah.
November 18th, 2022.
Wake
And
up,
this
everybody.
is-
Even though it's
what-
11 o'clock.
What? The Raging 2, the vlogs. Oh my gosh.
It's Friday.
It is totally Friday.
It's Friday. I'm exhausted.
What does that even mean, though?
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. We always have this same conversation. What does it mean? We work from home. Why do we have a schedule?
I'm not sure. But anyway, we've got a shit ton of bumps to run today.
Okay.
So, we want to get this shit started?
Hit it.
All right. The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indy Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indy Comics Network or its sponsors.
We know our enemy. We've seen behind the curtain. And they have a weakness. An Achilles heel.
They are arrogant and completely underestimate what they are up against. They forget who the game master is. They forget how wise this old demon can be. So, let's see who among them survives this killing field.
Okay.
Was that C's work in that last?
Yeah, actually, some of it towards the end is.
Right.
Yeah, he did 6 pages in that book.
Oh,
for
very
Tanner.
nice, very nice. Yeah. Congratulations, C. Oh my goodness!
And we've got plenty more to play in the middle too. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I am just, I don't know. I'm beat today. I had a very stressful couple of days, but I think it's just finally catching up with me. I don't know. Oh my! So good morning. Welcome to brunch time. Oh my goodness. Welcome everybody to another episode of Rage Into the Vlogs show. Thank you for coming. Thank you. So who's in the chat? Who's joining us in the chat
So far,
today?
we've got Glenn Fleming. Good
Hello.
morning, Glenn. Jody McPhee.
Hello.
Our beautiful little bastard, Chad Perkins.
Hello. Everybody's still waking up. That's what it is. Yes, and I would like to thank the 3 people who are currently watching us so far from regions beyond. Yes, thank you. And also, as a reminder, if you are watching us from Facebook or Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. It's a lot easier to have a conversation with us here on
IndieComicsNetwork.com.
Yes, on IndieComics. Yeah, like I said. Indy, where? Where are we?
IndieComicsNetwork.com. Daphne.
Really?
It's .com. Cut.
I found it. There we go. So, where were we? Yes. So I guess we might as well just get this started before one of us ends up napping on the air or something. I don't know. Hello, everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, so I kind of sort of know what I'm talking about. And I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which returns to Kickstarter early next year, early 2023, so keep an eye out for that. But I am currently known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama. I really got to come up with a different phrase for that. That's a tongue twister. Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, now currently funding on Kickstarter with 21 days to go. Thank you to the 110 people who have joined the campaign so far. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later. So you can read both my comics online currently at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which simulcasts through the Indie Comics network as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and get notified every time any of our shows go live. And speaking of live shows, well, not anymore, I would like to thank Tina and Rodney for having me on their show last night on Thursday Throwdown.
It was a great show.
It was JD who I was standing in for JD who couldn't get off of work. Who couldn't get off of work early enough to be able to do the show. So I took over for him, and we had a really good time. Me, Rodney, and Chad having a really lively conversation. I'm trying to keep it on topic, but I think it worked out. So make sure you check out the replay to Thursday Night Throwdown last night. Check the replay out. And so thank you again for having me on. So any housekeeping that we need to do?
Well, we've got promo vids.
Right. Well,
you want to run them and just keep talking, or do you need a break in the middle, or what?
Let's keep the break in the middle, because it's like because it's like, as I said with Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, still currently on Kickstarter. We are running our Friday raffle. So today is another addition to the Friday raffle, and what it is that if you pledge. If you've pledged already, or if you pledged to the campaign during the hour that we're live right now, you are going to be added to the wheel to win one of 4 fabulous prizes. Actually, it's like let me show it off so that everybody can get a sense of what we have for today. So today's raffles it's like I said, it's 4 people. 4 people are going to win these prizes. So the first one that's going to be raffled off is a Matthew Lunsford variant cover for issue 1 that was out on the last campaign. So this is we were really happy to get Matthew to kind of come out of semi-retirement, I guess, and do a cover for Eagle Raven issue 1. It's like Matthew, we've been working with this guy since the beginning. He was, for those of you who don't know him, he was one of the first people to draw official American manga adaptations of anime back in the day. We did, as a team, we did the comic book adaptation of La Blue Girl and Demon Beast Invasion, and also Tenchi Muyo with Pioneer Comics. And and honestly, Matthew is the only person that if he said he ever wanted to do an Eagle Raven story, I would just give him a script blind. Like, that's how much, that's how tight we are. So you will be winning. One person will be winning this variant cover, which is an X-Men homage cover of Eagle Raven issue 1. And not only that, all the prizes today are going to come with a couple of special things. You will also get the metal bookmark. You will get a metal bookmark that I showed off last Friday for the other prizes as well. And also, debuting today, if you had seen it on Facebook, you will also be getting an official Rage Into the Vlogs holo sticker to go with it. We're official now. We have a sticker. Respect my authority. We have a sticker.
We professionals now.
Yeah, we're
bitches.
professionals, really. So the 1 of 4. So we're going to be giving away this regular variant cover for issue 1. And then another person, along with the metal bookmark and the sticker, will be winning the Virgin cover variant of the Matthew Lunsford covers. So that's going to be 1 out of the 4. And then, of course, I had to, really find some special stuff here. Again, you're going to get the metal bookmark and the Rage 2 sticker. So a third person is going to win this silver edition of issue 1. It's like, I think this might be one of the last ones that I have. So, so if you've been, if you want to add to your variant cover collection, pledge to the campaign to a physical level, and you will be eligible to, maybe you'll win the silver cover for issue 1.
Those silver covers on camera just aren't as fucking.
No, you
epic
have
as
to
they
see
are
these in person. It's like the
They're
holo.
gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah.
The holo, you kind of get a feel for them on camera.
Yeah.
But sometimes the silvers just seem kind of flat and washed out.
Right.
But when you hold those fuckers in person, they are gorgeous.
Yeah. And following the theme, the fourth person also might win the silver variant to Eagle Raven issue 2. So again, it's like these are the last copies that I have. Yeah, I'm trying to show off the silver here, but yeah, you have to see these in person. But you know what? If you are one of the lucky 4 that's on the wheel, you will get to see these items in person. So there you go. So all you have to do is you have to just pledge to a physical level on the campaign. Links in the show notes below. We will do the raffle about 5 minutes to the hour's ending to kind of give everybody a chance to pledge. If you've pledged already, thank you so much. Your number is on the wheel. I had to set it up. I set it up because last Friday, Nita actually pointed out that there was a bar where I could put in all the numbers to exclude, and it really is making my life easier today. So thank you so much. So later on we will be running that raffle. But the sticker came out really good.
I love it.
I know.
You got to take us serious now, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. It's
means.
You all need this on your laptops, that's for sure. So so right now the only way to get that sticker is to win one of the prizes for the Eagle Raven campaign. So
I don't even have one yet.
No, not yet. I have to send you a stack, so like I said, thank you so much to everybody who've pledged so far. We're slowly ticking up in terms of backers. It's like my goal here. Oh, and that's the thing too. I revealed on the campaign page and on my Facebook page that we have now a backer goal award where if we reach 174 backers, which I'm pretty confident we will, everybody, again, physical pledges will get a special sticker to commemorate that that goal, because 174 will break all my previous backer records for Eagle Raven and even for Tall Tales. So it's like I'm really excited to reach that number, because it means that no stickers on
all over the laptop.
No, it's all over the laptop. You have to put, oh, good morning, John. Good morning. Yeah, I know. I saw that, John. Everybody give your condolences to John Celestri's finger, that insolent finger that got hurt.
We're laughing, but when you're an artist, that's a
no,
disability,
exactly.
dude.
No, that is always a fear of mine. You know, it's like, look, I bought a brand new mouse because of, my wrist was really, really bothering me. And it's like, oh, I got to take care of this. So we are now in trackball territory as opposed to using a regular mouse. So, which is a lot.
Trackball with the thumb. I need the video game style. I need to be over here like old.
Right. Oh, yeah, like playing Centipede as as Joe D had brought up on a previous.
Chad,
Chad, no, just his finger. Don't joke like that. No, John Celestri is fine. He just hurt his finger. And it's like Nita says,
Chad,
as an artist, that's a little intense for us. So. Oh my goodness.
I really did put him in timeout. It was an accident, Chad. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, look, it's like, look, sometimes you have to, you gotta you gotta take them, give a little pow on the butt, and they gotta stand in the corner for a little bit, It's like, that's it, you gotta calm down.
Good morning, Allison.
Good morning, everybody. Okay, so, so part of the reason, I guess, bringing up the trackball, right? Trackball. It's like, I had realized, like, it's like, I ended up hurting my wrist because of the fact that I was really doing some heavy editing work on my website. It's like, the funny thing is that, like, superficially you wouldn't be able to tell on my website that I did anything, but it was just a lot of back end stuff and arranging galleries and whatnot, because
DeviantArt.
Because of the whole thing with DeviantArt and their whole thing into the AI realm. If you want to know more about that, we talked about it a little in length on Monday's show.
Too.
Yeah, on Monday's show. So the short is that, DeviantArt got into the whole AI thing. Their whole intention was to feed their entire gallery, which is made up of thousands of artists, into the AI. And we said no. A lot of us said no. And I removed my gallery from DeviantArt, and I started moving. And I moved a lot of those pieces to my website. And while I was at it, I started cleaning up some other websites as well. So I'm no longer on Weasel. It's a good thing you have two accounts to do this with, right, Chad? Yeah. Well, that's a thing that we're gonna be getting a little into. So it's like, I kind of closed down my Weasel. I didn't close anything down. All I did was that now everything it just has, if you go to my Weasel page, if you go to my DeviantArt page, they're still technically active. It's just there's nothing there except links to my website. The only website that's technically active is my Fur Affinity account, and I'm only using that to host House of Bob. So the uncensored House of Bob. So that's still there as well. So it just made me moving my stuff off of these outside platforms really started making me think about my website more. And it's like, the effort, like I said, kind of hurt my wrist, got the trackball. And like I said, it's just making me rethink, everything on this end. And I think, so, I guess to kind of dovetail on the comment that I guess was Martin that brought up. I've had my website since, I don't know, since before 1992. Like, this egoworks.com has pretty much been a staple of mine for decades. So this website, it's like I've had all this time. So it has a lot of history to it. So, you know, when you look it up, it has a high Google ranking and the whole thing, which I didn't realize was a thing that happened, that the fact that I had the same domain for so many years was a benefit to my brand, if you want to talk like it like that. I kind of hate using marketing speak, you know, because I think like way too many people only speak that way. I was watching an interview that Bob Chapek was having with the Wall Street Journal about the Disney company quarterly earnings. And I swear to God, it's like I'm watching it and I go, it's like, are you even talking in English? Are you even speaking English, bro? I mean, everything was just like some kind of meaningless marketing babble. And it's like, and I hear way too many people trying to imitate that way of speaking, thinking that it's like, oh, if I talk this way, it makes me more professional as a comic book person, you know, as it's like, oh, you got to respect me, oh, because I talk about IPs and marketing and, you know, right, and synergy and whatever the fuck, you know. It's like, you know, and no, it's like, look, it's like you're not the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. No, you're just
we're not
comics.
Here to learn a new syntax.
Worry about the books that you're making. You know, just like focus on that, you know. So like I said, I've had my website for a long time. And here's the thing too. So for a while, like there was a particular decade or so where websites were pretty much the only place where you could find people. Like you had, like, you know, it's like you had to go to their websites individually, and there was like this whole thing where everybody tried to help each other find each other's websites. So we used the things like, you know, you have like, there was like a comic book website in particular, I don't remember its name, where everybody kind of like had a virtual booth on this website. And people would click on it. So they would go on this page, and it was cute because it looked like a mini convention. And then you would click on a booth and it would take you to the actual website, you know, the website of the person. And then there was like things like web rings and whatnot. Like if there was like a particular theme, like there would be, oh, I'm part of the comic, you know, like the comic book web ring. And then it's like if you click on the web ring, it will take you to a whole connected series of websites. And you could have a whole bunch of these web rings depending on, like, you can have a fantasy web ring, a furry web ring, you know, and you could find a lot of individual websites like that. And then, of course, you had the advent of social media, of social media as we know it, where all of a sudden there were these outside platforms that we could now go over and promote our work. But the thing is, though, is that it got to a point where these became the platforms that we were known to be on. As opposed to, you know, it's like I'm here, go to my website if you want to see more stuff. Now people were posting their artwork to these platforms or whatnot. If you didn't want to bother going to, you know, building a website, because back in the day you actually had to know coding to build your own website.
Thank you, MySpace.
Yes, MySpace, GeoCities. It's like you had to know back-end coding to do it. You had to know HTML. That's how we all learned. That's how.
And I don't even know how I learned it. It just happened.
Right, because
like,
if you wanted
natural progression.
Yeah, it really was. You know, it's like, and a lot of people learned to code, and it's like, but if you didn't want to do that, then it's like you had like these sites like DeviantArt, like all these little gallery sites, where okay, you don't want a website, but you want to post your artwork, you could do this here. You know, so I guess that's when it started splitting off, and then the whole like Facebook and you know, because also I think for the longest time Facebook was a private server, like you had to be part of a college to be on Facebook, and then when they finally opened to the public, then it became what it was. So then it's like all of a sudden we started dividing our attention outside. That's interesting, because like I said, back in the day, blogs was a huge thing. You know, like people had blogs that they would be running, and it had the same thing. All of it was to bring people back to the websites.
Right.
Now, I kind of remember a cartoon that the Oatmeal did, where he was talking about how he had a website, and then Facebook came up with the whole, have a page on Facebook. You can have a business page on Facebook. Right. And then the cartoon goes, okay, so he has his website, and he tells all his followers, you can follow me on Facebook too. And what happened is that then the punchline of the joke is that once all his followers go to Facebook, Facebook locks down the followers and keeps him from accessing them. Now you have to pay to access your own audience, in terms of advertising and whatnot. So,
I would also encourage video players and vlogging onto your own website.
Right.
Like any, like Chad, for example, your shots with comics, I would make sure that you had an embedded player over there where you could stream off the network into your own page.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it's like, we learned the hard way that that's a thing. So,
yes, we learned it.
Yes. So, so now it's like you have your audience divided into, now they're no longer on websites. Now it is that they're all on platforms. They're all on Facebook, they're all on Twitter, they're all on DeviantArt or whatever. It's like they're all on these separate platforms. So now we're even talking about Twitter completely imploding. Now it's like everybody is kind of scrambling, like, holy shit, where do I go? If I'm not on Twitter, where do I go? And where do I, and it's like all these artists especially are like going, holy crap, if Twitter goes down, where can people find my work? Because all these social media platforms have taught us for a long time, it's like, your audience could be here. But you see, but in the end, what that is that they turned it's like your audience is technically Twitter's audience, is technically Facebook's audience, is technically DeviantArt's audience. Right. It's not necessarily yours. So now with me moving all my stuff back onto my website, now the trick is like, okay, how do I get back my audience? And this has been something that I've been kind of like trying, like we all have our own online stores.
Right.
And this is a question that I've been getting a lot, over the time. I mean, even recently it was Joe D was asking me this question. And then like even recently, John Celestri was asking me this question. It's like, how do we get people to buy our books directly from us, from our store? And I hate to say it like this, but you know what? It's like, your guess is as good as mine. Because I'm beginning to like kind of like relearn this myself as to, okay, it's like we're beginning to lose all these platforms that our audiences are supposedly at. What's keeping them from coming to our websites? What's keeping them, right? What's keeping them from buying them from our websites? Like, like I sell more backstock. Well, that's a huge thing. That's
it. And it's like, that's why it's important to maintain a social media presence, but also have your fallback, because once the platforms do slip away, say like if they can't find you on Twitter now because Twitter's crashing, or they can't find you wherever, you still have that base built up somewhere to start, like, but always redirect.
Right.
Always. Like, I can't encourage that enough. Redirect from Twitter, redirect from DeviantArt. Push everything back to the fucking website. People by nature right now, the majority are not going to go to your website. Right. I mean, unless you're like some
if you don't need it all, if you don't need it, you'll have the audience.
It's essential to have and have at the fucking ready.
Yeah. Because
it's the same as being caught unarmed.
Right. And it's the same thing with having, so the minimum that everybody should have is their own domain, their own website.
IndyComicsNetwork.com.
Right. It's like, oh, I missed it.
It's .com. Cut.
I missed it. You know, have your own website, because you need that base of operations that you completely control. And then the next thing that you should have for your website is your own mailing list.
Yes.
You know, so that's if you start off with anything, you have to have those two things that you control. Now, a mailing list is tricky, because you can have people signing up for mailing lists, you know, forever, but are they really engaged? Are they just signing, you know? So that's, everything requires maintenance. That's the thing. And but the idea is to build it up to a point where enough people are engaged under your control that if, you know, Facebook goes down, if Twitter goes down, if you have to leave your, you know, DeviantArt or whatnot, that your audience is already following you.
Right.
So, like right now, like just by saying that out loud, I realize that it's like what I have to do is I have to do a final post on all the galleries that I left saying, if you want to continue following my work outside of this platform, join my mailing list.
Redirect everywhere.
Yeah, redirect. Like it's like I'm gonna have to do a final post and just to like a journal entry or something so that everybody can see it. That's like, okay, if you want to continue, come to that.
It's a matter of convenience. It's more convenient for us to find you where the masses are than it is to go to each creator that we want to see's individual fucking website.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, it's all convenience.
It's the reason why Amazon is very damaging to small businesses.
Right.
Because people, it's like, I already have an Amazon account. Why do I have to make another account for all these other companies? Even though if you buy directly from them, they may actually give you bigger discounts on those items than, you know, it's like I sell, like take Kickstarter, for instance. It's like my audience is there too, you know, but what it is, and I sell more back stock through Kickstarter than I ever did on my website, than I ever did through my store, you know? So that's kind of, you know, another pickle for me as well, because like what happens, it's like, what if something happens to Kickstarter?
Right.
You know? So, you know, it's like, yeah, we have all, it's like everything, and the thing about it is that everything is hinged right now on a replacement platform being there already. You know, it's like, okay, if I lose Twitter, I still have Facebook, but Facebook is still not my website. Right. Facebook is still not Kickstarter, and Kickstarter is where I'm selling more stuff than I am off my own website. So you're still dealing with, which is a very good idea. I do that all the time. Every time I send out a survey on my crowdfunders, I always ask, can I add you to my mailing list? And after every campaign, I'm always there's always more emails that I'm adding. And you see, and it's a numbers game too, because it's like the more people you add, the more you build up the small percentage that's engaged with you and your product and your comic. Again, using marketing, so it's your comic. So you have to, it's like you could have like 20,000 people, but your real engagement is from 1,000 of those. Right. You know, so it's technically to your benefit, but
that's why jumping on the market. I'm just going to use this to throw some shade real quick. Okay. Jumping on these guys who come up and they're like, "Oh, well, I'll put your Kickstarter on my mailing list for X amount of dollars per month." Do not fall for that shit.
Yeah,
people.
Don't pay
Even
for
if
it.
They have 20,000 people on their fucking mailing list. That mailing list was curated specifically for them. Yeah. Your genre may not match. Your fan base is not going to be the same. Mm-hmm. It's a waste of money. They are scammers.
Right. Nobody should be charging you for that. I mean, because look, there's plenty of creators on crowdfunding already who have projects similar to yours that you can exchange.
Team
Like,
up with,
I exchange links all the time. I have campaign. Even look, you know what? And even if it's not 1-to-1, you see, this is the thing, because it's like I put links on my updates for campaigns that interest me. So it's like, you know, I don't know if it's going to interest other people on my mailing list, but it interests me. So there might be a chance that people will like those books too. So I trade links, you know, and the thing is, though, it has worked. I mean, I've seen, you know, I've seen, like, you know, nothing like drastic or anything, but the thing is, though, you do bring in other people. It's like other people who wouldn't have seen your work. They're like, oh, okay, well, it's like this creator that I like. If they're talking about this book, maybe this is something that I might be interested in too. And they go to the campaign, they check it out, and it's like, look, it's like, because here's the thing too. Just because I like something doesn't mean that they're going to like it. I can endorse something all I want, but if it's not something you're into, pretty much.
No, but there's going to be a higher chance of you finding somebody through sharing a campaign.
Yeah.
Of similar interest. If it's something that you wrote and then you found something similar, interesting, there's a higher chance of a conversion there than there is on a fucking 20K plus mailing list that's supposed to be a big deal, and these people want to charge you $35 a run.
Yeah, no, that's,
and it's like that is fucking bullshit, people.
Yeah.
Please do not fall for the mailing list.
Don't pay. It's like the only person making money off of that is the person running the list. It's it's not. It's like, look, every time I launch a campaign, even before I launch a campaign, my inbox gets inundated with all these people who are, it's like, who are, like all of a sudden everybody is a crowdfunding expert. Right. You know, and it's like, and you get all these emails. Oh, we can help you fund. You know, we'll give you $50 if, you know, and we'll put $50 to your campaign. If, you know, it's like, no, don't. They're all garbage. They're all trash. It's like, you know. Now the thing is, it's like, look, I'm not saying just to do specifically 1-for-1. Like I said, I'm not doing 1-for-1 either. If I like a campaign, I put it there and I tell the person, hey, I shouted out your campaign. I mean, it would be nice if they did 1-for-1. You know, but if I like your campaign, I'm going to share it anyway. You know, so it's like, you know, it's like your mileage may vary. But the thing is, though, is like, you know, the kind of, it's, you know, it's kind of like you're building kind of a community with other creators by doing that, you know. So it's like, you know, it's, you kind of got to, you know, it's like, you know, it's like, look, you know, it's like if we help each other out, because now more than ever, like I said, we're going to need each other to help to get through this, you know, because like, if these platforms are falling apart, platforms that we thought, it's like Twitter is gonna, you know, it's like, what are it's like, look, who uses MySpace, right? And that was like the king of platforms decades ago. You know, so
we really fucked Tom over abandoning him for Facebook. You know, we really did. Tom was a good guy. He let us have our own theme songs. He taught us coding.
You know, I know, right? And then it's like, you know, he became, you know, he sold the platform, made whatever money, and then he went off to mind his own business and thrive, you know, quietly in whatever retirement he's doing, instead of like bugging out online doing, I don't know, whatever else anybody's doing. But you know, that's so that's the thing. So basic, so if you're, you know, I would make sure you have your own domain, make sure you have your own mailing list. That's the start. The trickier part is how to do your store. If you're going to start selling items from your website, I know that there are, like, I use Square to have, if you buy Square, if you use the Square card reader for conventions, as far as I know, you automatically have a Square store that you can connect to your website. Now, the thing is with this one is that it's a separate website, so it's not like it's not integrated into your website. So if anyone clicks on my store on my website, they go to a separate Square store. and then all my items are there, and they can purchase from there. I know that there are other I guess platforms where you can actually integrate the store into your website so everything is on your website. Like, this is ideal technically, but the problem is, like, for me, the reason why I don't do it is that that requires a lot of back-end coding that I'm not familiar with, and it's a learning curve that right now I'm really, really not willing to spend time on.
And something else we need to point out is just as important it is to redirect all your social media to your website. From your website, you should also direct to your social media, because platforms are forever evolving and changing. Like, Daphne, you just added Twitch because people may go to visit your website that one time, and they're going to find you somewhere else, and looking to find you somewhere else because it's going to be more convenient than typing in like egoworks.com when they're already on Twitch following so and so and so and so and so.
Right.
You know, so do include your links out. As important as it is to direct in, it's important to direct out too.
Yeah. I mean, and that's where Linktree I find really, really convenient.
Yes.
As long as that platform doesn't collapse. Jesus Christ. It's like, so for those of you who don't know, Linktree is a website where it's one place for all of your links. Meredith taught me about this website, and it's been a game changer for me, because no matter what changes, the link never changes. So you can change all of your links in there, but as long as but your Linktree link stays the same.
Right. So,
and then also what I recently found out too is that Linktree has like a subscription thing where it says subscribe on their Linktree page. And what it is that if you make a change, the way I understand it is like if you make a change to your Linktree, like if you're adding stuff, whatever, an email goes out to the people who are following your Linktree saying, oh, this link has been added or something.
Which, by the way, Linktree /Indie Comics Network.
Yes,
has
exactly.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody on our channel is in there. If there's a creator on our network, they're in that Linktree.
Yeah. But
and their link tree is in that link tree,
right? So it's like so that's the thing. But and that's the thing too. We are fighting convenience, audience convenience. That's really the thing that we're fighting. It's like I said, I sell more backstock. Right, exactly. There's this whole thing with Indiegogo going on too, where it's like they're shadow banning. It's like all of a sudden they're being a lot more aggressive, and which is really saying a lot for Indiegogo, because Indiegogo doesn't promote you at all. Right. I mean, it's like, that's what I found difficult when I was trying to use Indiegogo, is that you have to have your audience already. But the problem is that then it's like it's like, say you bring your audience to Indiegogo, right? And then, something happens, and now unless people have a direct link to your campaign, nobody finds it. But here's the thing, though: your audience is now trapped in the convenience of just being able to buy stuff on Indiegogo. Yep. So it's the same thing with Kickstarter,
because there's a bazillion IPs versus this one IP that I'm
it's the Amazon. Like if you consider Kickstarter and Indiegogo the Amazon of comics. You have people who's like, oh, I can buy all these comics using one account. Right. As opposed to if you had 100 people, 100 creators you were following, if you had to go to each of their websites, that's 100 accounts you have to open. Right. So that's like the frustrating thing about a website is, building that back up, is that now you're fighting audience convenience. Where it's like, do I really want to open up a Square account? Now, it's like, it might work because if they have, if there are multiple creators using a Square account, yeah, exactly. It's like, you see, but that's another discussion, because that's also the problem too, is that a lot of these providers, a lot of these payment providers, they especially do not allow you to sell pornography on your own website. Yes. That you cannot use their service to sell pornography. And
I couldn't even use their service to promote pornography.
Right.
When they like went through and looked at a campaign I was
Yeah.
pushing and called it pornographic and would
Yeah.
not allow the transfer of funds. I'm like,
Right, yeah. So that's like, so that's like a whole other issue too, depending on the type of books that you do. Like House of Bob is still an issue for me. Like, like I know I could sell it on Kickstarter, but I'm not sure if I could sell it on my website because of the credit card rules. And this is the thing. All these platforms claim that they're following the rules set up by MasterCard and Visa and Discover, and it's like all the major credit card companies. So nobody wants to say that it's like, oh, actually it doesn't really matter, because for some reason, because we can talk about how all of a sudden MasterCard, Visa, and Discover, whatever, they want to give us a hard time selling pornography on, if that's what we did, on our sites, but they have no problem with Pornhub. Right? You can use those fucking credit cards just fine on OnlyFans. But it's like, no, it's like, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, you have pornography, it's like, where, it's like, that, you see, and that's like the really, that it's kind of like no matter what I do, I'm bumping into something, when trying to like bring everything back to my website. Although the porn thing was something that's been happening for a while.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, you can also, so you can use PayPal.
They like to use porn to build platforms.
Yes, exactly. And then when it's ready to cash out, they throw us under the bus, while banning us on top of it. I mean, really. So when you're building up your website to turn it into this commerce hub for you, I mean, these are all the things that you're going to have to consider. It's like, do you want a store that's integrated into your website? It's like, does it even matter if, like, can you send people? It's like, if you had a Square store, do people just go there and buy or whatnot, and then they just come back to your website when they're done? How engaged is your mailing list? How many people are on there? It's like, it's a lot of, and the thing is, like I said, it's like, I'm still trying to figure this out myself. Because right now, American Express is, that's a tough nut to crack. That's a it's a very particular company. They've always been, it's like right now, like I said, it's like I sell more backstock through my Kickstarters than I ever did through my website. Right. And that really was showing me where my audience is, where the audience that spends, I know that they're on Kickstarter, that's where they are, and it's like,
and that's why it's so important to get them on that mailing list and redirect them.
Right. And it's like, and see if, cause and it's like, and I know, like, from my interactions, a lot of people follow me from Facebook. Like Facebook is where my largest audience seems to be, second to Kickstarter. Like, there's this huge overlap. So if Facebook goes down, I'm screwed. Although I still have the Kickstarter audience.
But see, your loyal audience, if Facebook were to go down, they're going to have that redirect. They're going to know to go to edoworks.com to find out where you are now. Now, they're not going to be coming over there to stay there. That's why I'm saying redirect back out to your new social media. So now, now Facebook's gone. You bitches find me on Twitch. You bitches find me here. YouTube.
Yeah. Like, I kept hearing this stuff about Discord, about using Discord as a replacement for Patreon and Facebook and all that stuff. But again, it's another outside platform.
Right.
And it's like, and that's kind of the thing where it's like, unless you're running your own forums on your website, it's like,
and even if you are,
I mean, it's
the convenience of the fucking platforms. The platforms are convenient. The platforms are where the audience is.
Yeah,
it's just keep them.
Right. Yeah. So right now, I mean, really, it's like the only thing that we can recommend right now, from what we can see, is like I said, have your own domain, have your own website, have your own mailing list, and if you're and any social media platforms that you on, redirect everybody to those things as much as you can. I mean, that's especially, like I said, we're fighting people's convenience.
Right.
We're fighting, audience convenience, and this is going to be a rough part until we get back to a point where it's like, yeah, we might start seeing web rings again. Where it's like, oh, enter your website here, and then it's like you're part of this network of websites that people can just cycle through. That's, yeah, that's a part that could be a part of your strategy too. It's like, hey, doing conventions, and it's like, and making signing up people to your mailing list a priority at your conventions.
Right.
That's because, yeah, it's like the more you get people to, and here's the thing though, speaking of convenience and mailing list, because this is also something that I learned the hard way at conventions. If you're using a mailing list, honestly, the easiest, if you have people sign up for your mailing list at a convention, right? Make sure you're using an opt-in that just opts them in at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was using a setup where they signed, like they put in their email address, and then they got an email that told them, okay, now you have to opt in the email to be signed up to the mailing list. What I found is that most people what I found is that 100% of those people will not click that second email. So this is where QR codes seem to come in handy. Where QR codes. So this way, people scan in the QR code and they do the whole thing on their phone. And everything, all the permissions and everything is done in one step on their own phone by their own hand. So I found that was easier to get emails than to have them, like I used to have a tablet. It's like, oh, type in your email address, and then it would kind of, again, it would send, and then it would send them the secondary email, which they never signed up for. So I was collecting emails that were useless because they would never fill out this. They would never agree to be on the. So that was really, use QR codes to your benefit, because that way you're putting the onus on the person to make sure they sign up correctly on your email address, on your email list. So website, mailing list, QR codes,
Redirects.
It's like, now the thing is though, blogs, if that was something that you were doing on your website, I would recommend that, kind of like imitate a Facebook environment on your own website as opposed to being on Facebook.
You can actually set it up to where your Facebook feed will automatically go in. If you know the coding, you can get your Facebook feed, your Twitter feed, all your fucking social media feed to be in there. Like, that's one thing. God, Meredith had is fucking the best fucking website ever.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, so that's probably something I have to figure out as well. Like, how do I integrate my Facebook into my website?
And your YouTube channels. Like, definitely any streams that you're a part of, even if it's not your personal channel,
right?
You can go into a playlist and
because I know, because like I said, we learned the hard way that you can actually feed your channel into a website, and the thing is, okay, how do we do that for ourselves?
Yes.
So how can I feed my YouTube channel to my website? So I'm gonna have to look. That's something to look up. So it's like, pencil and paper. Well, that's true. That's true. Because also the thing is too, is that they're always supposed to have the ability to opt out. So if you're if you're using a good platform for your mailing list, when they send out the emails, all the way at the bottom should be an option for anybody to opt out. So if they change their minds, they could do that. Oh, and here's the thing too. Don't get upset if people unsubscribe to your mailing list. This is the mailing list self-curating. You know, so it's like if people do not want to be on your mailing list anymore, let them go.
Don't delete them for not opening your mail.
Right.
I'm telling you, don't do that. Like a lot of people were like, oh, if they're not opening it, you curate. No, do not do that, because there are people like myself who will look at a fucking headline and based off of that will go seek out what else is going on without having to actually open an email. Yeah. Like if you tell me there's a Kickstarter launching and I'm already following you, fuck that. I'm jumping. I'm going straight to Kickstarter. I'm not going to take the time to read a damn email. I already know where you are.
Right. Because that's what I found out about my mailing list. I have a very low engagement count. However, I said because of Nita and speaking to other people, they go, oh, I only read the headlines, and I use the newsletter as a reminder that a campaign is running. Right. So what I started doing is making sure the title of my newsletters get to the point. Eager Raven's on Kickstarter. Tall Tales is on Kickstarter. You know, it's like I use the subheader. It's like, you know, it's like on pre-launch or whatnot. Right. Sign, pledge today, whatever. And sometimes that's all I need. That's all people need. They don't need to open up the email. But the thing is though, if people are unsubscribing, don't worry about it. Let them go. Because all they're doing is concentrating the amount of people who are engaged on your email list. So that's your mileage is, like I said, this is all going to be a necessary learning curve for all of us right now with all these platforms imploding. So
and birthing.
Pretty much. It's so unfortunately, I know people were kind of like, oh, well, how do I do this? And it's like, like I said, it's literally your guess is as good as ours, because I'm still trying to figure this out as well. But you know how we are. The second we figure something out, we're blabbing it to all of you.
We're going to tell you.
We're going to tell you. There is no, It's like we don't, I mean, it's like if we don't gatekeep information. It's like, so if we figure out something that works for us, we're going to tell you about it so that, that's information that you can use or not use or whatever. Like I said, your mileage may vary, I mean, it's like everything that we're saying here is from it's our opinion. It's what we're seeing. And we're basing decisions on that. It might not work for you, or we might say something that like, well, this didn't work for us, but you might be able to make it work for you. So, so anything that we talk about, like I said, we try to keep it like this is an open conversation. This is what we're learning. Then you take what you know already, combine it with ours, and see if you can come up with a solution for what you need. For whatever it is that you're doing. So like I said, our guess is as good as ours. Your guess is as good as ours. But, if we see something, we will tell you. You guys will be the first to know. So okay, we're almost at the top of the hour. By.
You know how I know? Because my bladder's like, go pee, bitch.
No. So we're going to do the right. Exactly.
Put them all over the fucking place.
Yeah, exactly. Because also the thing is, too, it's like if a fox eats that hen, you need a contingency plan for that. So we're going to run a couple of bumps. So that Nita can go take her pee break.
When the last bump comes up, you're on your own, Daphne.
That's fine. I have everything set up here. So, and then we're going to do the raffle and call it a day. So, there you go. Hit it.
All right. Where are we starting? Okay, here we go.
It is difficult to write these words, but I must for my own sake. I have done, seen, and been part of many things in my life.
used to think if I couldn't find hope, I should just let it all go. I used to think if I couldn't make dreams come true, I should just let them all go. When life seems impossible, look from a new angle, change just one little thing. When life feels intolerable, find your true source of love. Focus now, focus on love.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. Here we go. So yeah, so I'm just writing my numbers so that we can do the raffle. Okay, here we go. While Nita is indisposed right now. So here we go. So here is the campaign so far. 110 backers, 20 days to go, 3,723, so close to breaking the $4,000 stretch goal, which unlocks a new art print. We are yeah, it's like, what's the math on that? 64 backers to go to unlock the new sticker. Oh, which, by the way, I could show it to you right here. So yes, we have 174 backer goal. So if we reach, we're going to reach 174. When we reach 174 backers, all physical backers will have this sticker added to their pledges. Thank you, as a thank you for breaking all my backer goal, all my backer records on the previous campaigns. So yeah, fun times. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Okay. And even though I've only run half marathons, it's the same thing. There's always going to be this lull where it's like you're just plodding along and you're bored to tears and your legs are like going, why are we doing this? And then all of a sudden you hit like a certain point and then it's like, oh, we're almost done. We're going to make it. We're going to cross the finish line. That's what this is. That's what crowdfunding always is. So we have 20 days to go. So now what I am doing, where's my, here it is. So now, okay. So again, thank you everybody for joining, for pledging to the campaign. Now we are going to switch it over to the wheel. And like I said, Nita was paying attention more than I was. And she noticed this thing right here where I can exclude numbers. So even though we have 110 people, I excluded everybody who's won a prize before. I excluded the bot, the backer kit bot. I excluded JD because he can get whatever books he wants just by coming upstairs, and like I said, anybody who won any prizes before, so there's no doubling up. If you won a prize already, congratulations, but you're not on the wheel anymore. We're going to give everybody else a chance to win these prizes.
That's it.
That's it. You know, so this one is for the Matthew Lunsford X-Men Homage regular edition of issue 1. So with the metal bookmark and the Raging 2 sticker. So this is for this. Where's my cursor? And we're going to spin the wheel. But of course, I'm going to double check to make sure that I didn't miss the number. So
No, for sure.
here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. And 55. 55. Let me check who 55 is. You know, and 55. Yes, thank you, David Drummond. You won the X-Men homage cover. So that will be added to your pledge.
I know that guy.
Right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being even better people for supporting the campaign. So thank you so much. So we are going to remove that 55 from the wheel. Now this one is for the Virgin cover of the X-Men homage cover with the metal bookmark and Raging sticker. So who is our next
lucky winner? Some sound effects would be nice from this wheel.
Well, you know, that's true. 13. So let's see. Who is 13? Who is lucky 13? And it is Rob Multari. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Too. Yeah, we know that guy. He is definitely cool peoples too. You know, so he had to miss out on the first one because he got one of the special edition covers already. You know. So now he actually gets to win the X-Men cover, which is funny because Nightwolf also did a variant cover of this exact piece. So now he has a collection. So thank you, Rob, for all your support on this campaign and all previous campaigns. Hello. So we're going to remove 13. So we're going to remove that. Let me make sure I put down 13. Okay. All right. So this one, for the silver variant cover for issue 1. Right. You know, like I said, I don't think I have any more of these. So yes, so this is it. This is the last one going to a good home. And where's my cursor? And here we go. And poof. Who is it? Ooh, everybody together now. Nice. Nice. Who is backer 69? Very nice. David Schmoker, one of my OGs. Thank you so much. You win the silver edition of issue 1. Thank you so much. Let me write here. My pen is, of course, acting up. Hold on. My pen is falling apart on me. Okay, so there we go. So very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's remove that. Okay, the last one for today. The silver edition of Eagle Raven issue 2. You know, like I said, I don't have that many. I don't think I have any more of these either. So again, to a good home. This is it. The last of the Mohicans here. And 86. Who is 86? Oh, Justin T, another one of my regulars. Thank you so much. Let me put you in. 86. There we go. Thank you so much for supporting the campaign. You win the silver edition of Eagle Raven issue 2 along with the metal bookmark and our currently exclusive Raging 2 hollow sticker. So there we have it. Let's see. Oh, crap. What happened?
The fucking tabs are opening automatically.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
There we go. So there we have it. 4 brand new winners just for supporting the Eagle Raven issue 5 campaign. Thank you so much for all your support and all your back. Everybody who's back, I can't thank you guys enough. And so that brings everything is falling over. Whatever, I'll get it later. So that brings another. Thank you so much, Joe. So that brings us to the end of another show, another Rage Into the Vlogs show here on this Friday afternoon. And so Nita, any last thoughts?
IndyComicsNetwork.com.
What was? Really? What was it? What was it?
IndyComicsNetwork.com.
It's .com. Cut.
I'm going to annoy everybody with that.
And Linktree /Indie Comics Network. For everyone on the channel, their link trees are within our link tree. You can find everyone who participates over here.
Yeah, no, it's like, like I said, it's like, remember, convenience. That seems to be, make it convenient for your audience to find where you're at. That seems to be the moral of the story today. So I don't know, and knowing's half the battle. So on that note, I would like to thank everybody who joined us in the chat. Thank you so much for being there, keeping it lively as always. Thank you, the 7 people who are watching us from regions beyond. Again, if you are joining us on Facebook or Twitter, I highly come on over to YouTube. Join the sexy people in the chat. It's a lot easier for us to have a conversation on YouTube.
And it actually seems like the only stable platform right now.
Right, exactly. Knock on wood. Yes. So yes. So come on over to YouTube and do the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. It's a lot more fun here, so. But I know you might, you have your reasons for watching on other places. So, there you go. So, so if you want to see more of my work and and know about me and all my upcoming projects, head on over to my portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWRKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But I mostly post to Facebook currently, right now, in the, until until the internet apocalypse happens. But I'm on Facebook. If you're interested in seeing sketches, current work in progress, and kind of just live project updates as they happen. And of course, again, to reiterate, I am also on YouTube, where you can see my videos and my semi-weekly art live streams every Wednesday at 4 p.m. At my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. So come on over to YouTube, do everything you need to do to make the algorithm gods happy so that more people can see our videos. And so again, all the campaigns that we mentioned, or we've had bumps for or whatnot,
on the link tree.
Yeah, all the links are in the show notes below. So thank you again for joining us on this Friday. We'll see you again on Monday at 11 a.m. For whatever. It's to launch the Oswald Chronicles with JD. We will have JD Calderon with us to launch the Oswald Chronicles Volume 2. And so we're going to have a fun time on Monday.
With a transitional intro so we don't throw him off.
Oh, that's true. Yes, exactly. So join us on Monday with JD when we launch the Oswald Chronicles. But you can currently support the Oswald Chronicles on pre-launch. Again, link in the show notes. That way you get notified when the second the campaign goes live. So that's it for us. We'll see you on Monday. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work, because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. So Never. Don't fake your accomplishments. Look, the work is worth it. Trust me. I know it looks hairy out there right now, but it is absolutely worth the effort. So again, we'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys.